You got able hands here. What are we doing?
All right, let's do this. Well, we're going to make a really cool pasta, and I think a lot of people are scared to make pasta at home. This is more Southern Italian style pasta with flour and semolina.
And meanwhile, we are serving to our guests here, so please dig in, start enjoying.
I'm going to start talking about that, but I want to.
Yes.
I got to show you this pasta because I think most people think you have to make pasta with eggs, and it's not true. This is just semolina flour, a little salt, and some water, and all we're going to do is bring this together. And we can use our fingers.
This is the kind of cooking I can do.
Normally, I actually do this on the board, but I don't want to make a total mess, and I don't want to get your jacket dirty. So I'm just going to make a little ball of dough here.
I did want to know, Chef. I watched what was it like when you were competing on the show Next Iron Chef?
Well, I have to say, so Next Iron Chef was a really fun show for me because I went on such a journey. I went to the final against Jeffrey Zakarian. I came in second place, but honestly, I just had so much fun cooking every single time with all the weird ingredients and all the different locations, and I've gotten so into it that it's like my favorite sport now. I love culinary competition more than anybody I really know.
Cooking is a sport.
Yeah, and I've done all these different shows, and I have a blast doing it. And I always just think, it's just fun being in the moment and cooking. Whether it's with gummy bears or cans of chili. I don't really know what's going to happen.
Gummy bears.
I don't disagree. It's a sport.
Yeah.
It's a contact sport
and you actually have to kind of train for it.
I get hurt every time I cook.
I get burned. I lose every time I cook. Yeah.
So let me show you something. So I need that dough together. I can actually just come up with a nice little ball. It's not too sticky.
Okay.
And then I let it rest wrapped in plastic just to absorb you want the water to get absorbed into the starch. And then what we do is just roll a nice little, you can do this too. So we're going to just roll a little tube or a rope and cut off little pieces. And so this, you can actually just even cook the pasta in this shape itself.
I noticed you're not trusting me with the knife. You said I could do this, and then you took the knife far away from me.
Well, I'm going to show you what you can do at this point and make this really cool shape. So. In Italian cooking, you have all different kinds of shapes of pasta from all over Italy, all different kinds of ingredients that go with it. But this is just what I call a Cavachiette. So
that's how they do that.
Yeah. So it's you guys have had orecchiette before, right? Yeah. So orecchiette is like the little ears, right? So that's when you take the edge of the knife all the way to the other edge.
So you just roll it in,
and then you flip it over, and you make this little sort of.
Oh, it's a hat. It's a thumb hat.
No, it looks like that.
What's in here?
A little ear, yeah.
Like a seashell,
so that's similar.
Seashell.
Yeah.
But that's a very classic Italian pasta shape. But this is like a crossover. So it's like a cavatelli meets an orecchiette. So instead of folding it over my thumb, I just kind of make this almost like a little shell. I just kind of smash it at the end. So I want you to try that.
Okay.
Well, how would you describe your cooking style? Because there's a little bit of sushi in here. I mean, with the raw.
Well, this is a really cool dish that I made up. I was actually on a boat in Alaska recently with some other chefs, fishing, catching salmon, catching halibut.
Is this salmon you caught?
And so I didn't bring my fish all the way from Alaska. That was about a month ago.
That's a little bit hard for
shipping. But well, actually, you can do that.
That is a massive fish. That could feed a village.
Cool? Wow. All right. Yeah, I mean, so that was the first catch of our trip.
That's as fresh as it gets.
Yeah. And it was so awesome being out there in the wilderness, and we saw bears catching salmon in the falls.
And Chef, this is the best prepared salmon I've ever had, and that's I've had a lot of salmon.
It is.
By the way, what do you eat on the boat? Is it all fish always?
We catch fish whenever we can, but we basically sometimes we're so busy we just kind of eat whatever.
Right.
like old rusted peanuts off the floor.
I do want to see, Chef.
I want to show you guys this sauce.
Would you like
So I'm putting some anchovy into some olive oil. I've got a little bit of. I actually blanch my garlic because I don't like it so aggressive.
Now, forgive me. I don't understand. What is blanching again?
I just dropped my garlic slices in a little bit of boiling water, like my pasta water.
Okay. And that makes it not quite so strong?
Exactly. So it kind of takes that bite out of it. So I'm just kind of getting that oil going. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to drop some pasta. I already made some. You got to work faster.
Oh, whoa. Wait. Now, how do these look?
You got distracted.
They look really good.
I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear.
See, my problem, mine would already be burnt.
Unfortunately. I just moved it off the heat. So that's. I know I've had a lot of practice of being a chef, but so I'm just getting that oil kind of infused with the chili, garlic, and anchovy, right? So and then I'm going to add some currants that are rehydrated just in some water.
You make it look so easy.
My pasta's cooking over here. I've got some capers. I love capers. I don't know about you guys.
Yes, me too.
And then these Castelvetrano olives, which I think are some of the best olives.
The best olives ever.
They're really buttery, green olives.
This is a surprisingly quick meal to prepare, it looks like.
I'm adding a little saffron today, too, because I'm a huge fan of saffron, and it's very Southern Italian. Sometimes I add that actually in the pasta dough, which is really pretty, kind of yellow.
Nice.
Okay, so then we just pick up our pasta over here that we've cooked.
By the way, Matt, that's looking like an old sock, not like a.
I don't know. You know what? We all start somewhere, Mark. Okay.
A thumb sock.
A thumb sock. It's.
All right, you guys can already smell all that, right?
Yeah.
So we got, and I also like a little bit of the pasta water in the sauce, right? That's
Why do you do that?
well, because you've got to put a little moisture in there, and also it's got some of the starch coming off of the pasta, so that actually thickens it a little bit. I'm gonna add a little more olive oil to this, and then I've got my salmon already cut up here, so just some fresh salmon. I'm gonna put a little, what I love is a little orange zest. I'm from California originally. I live in New York now, but I can't get away from citrus, so.
Unbelievable watching you do this because I'm thinking, she just said, oh, I just accidentally threw this together one day, and I'm watching you do it. This is unbelievable.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little orange juice and a little lemon juice in the salmon.
All right.
Yum.
I'm chucking some pine nuts in there too.
It's so interesting, all the different flavors. I would never think to put.
You would think it wouldn't go together.
Right. To put capers
Absolutely.
with
Here is a
raisins.
plate.
Yep.
And I'm actually.
And then I'm gonna just put a little bit of olive oil in my salmon here and a little
I
salt.
can't wait, so I'm going to start digging in over here.
All right.
This is delicious.
It's
wait.
tough watching Rogers eat while I'm not.
One more thing over here. I got a little fennel, and I like to kind of toss that into the salmon, or you can kind of make a separate little salad.
Oh my God.
Now, cooking the salmon is pretty
that's
critical
yeah.
because, overcooked, it's pretty much useless. Now, is there like a heat that you recommend that's best for it?
I like
For
to
cooking
just
it.
Hit it hot on a grill or in a saute pan, and then just turn
It's
it
so,
off.
it's so light and refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good summer meal, and yet it still feels substantial.
The salmon on top just gave it a
really
really
does.
interesting
Right, it's
twist.
still kind
so
of
good.
raw, but it's getting lightly steamed by that pasta.
A little bit.
And
This
you
is
guys,
one
I
of the
have
best-
a secret ingredient too that
Yeah.
I love, which is fennel pollen. And I just love a little
Fennel
fennel
pollen.
pollen.
Fennel pollen.
I didn't know
Yeah.
fennel had
I
pop.
was going to say, this is one of the
You
best
said
pasta.
ingredients that we had around the house.
Right?